Happy New Year, everyone. Happy 2025. And what a start to the year it has been. So here's a roundup of the first week back in Parliament and what I've been doing as your MP for Brent East. So I organised a debate, I led a debate in Westminster Hall in Parliament on pay gaps. And the gender pay gap means that women earn on average £637 less than men every month. The ethnicity pay gap is about 6%, and the disability pay gap is over 12%. And so I held a debate in Parliament to talk about how we can close that pay gap, because at the current rate of progress, it will take 40 years, which is way too long. It's all about fairness and equality. There'll be a link below if you want to watch my full speech on my website or on YouTube. We also had a debate on calling another general election. We just had one 6 months ago, and whether you like what's happening or not, you have to give a Labour government time to bed in. And we need stability in our country, and we don't get stability by having elections every 6 months. We've essentially had an election almost every 2 years for the last 10 years. So it's time for us to have some stability. Nigel Farage tried to say that Keir and Rachel are walking around with miserable faces, and I then intervened and said to Nigel, you know, if you started a new job and you found out there was a £22 billion black hole, wouldn't you have a bit of a miserable phase? Because you can't do all the things you wanted to do because you've got to sort that out. So interesting debate. Nigel kind of mixed up day-to-day spending with everything else. But anyway, watch the debate. I think you'll find it quite interesting. But I must say, to everybody that signed that petition, it's great that people are engaging, and I do hope that you will continue to engage locally. Get in touch with your safer neighbourhood teams, with your councillors. Let's talk about how we can make Brent East better, and by that measure, how we can make the country better. I did Sophie Ridge this week, and we talked about the very serious cases of grooming. I would hope that every single member of Parliament would like to catch all of those paedophiles and predators and groomers, no matter where they are hiding, whether they're in the house, in churches, wherever they are. I would hope that everybody wants to catch them and have them jailed. I am disgusted that some member of Parliament are using this as a political football. You are re-traumatizing victims and survivors, and it's just appalling. Really, really is. We had the Children's and Wellbeing Bill, where this bill talks about making sure that there's mental health provision in schools, which we all know is vital. Talks about school uniforms, trying to ensure that parents don't have to pay an extortionate amount of money for branded goods. Keeps children safe from parents that want to take them out of school and say they're homeschooling them. And in some cases, you know, children are being abused. So there needs to be a register. So it's a very important bill in regards to safeguarding and educating our children. And, you know, we have some very good homeschooling in Brent. It isn't about stopping anything. It's about ensuring that no child slips through the net. Again, the Tories tried to play, and Reform tried to play politics with this, which is beneath what our political system should be used for. But please watch the debate and look at the legislation. There's always more we can do, but we need to start somewhere. And can I just say, Professor Ray's report on grooming gangs had 20 recommendations. None of them were implemented by the Tory government. Labour's doing something about it. If after they've done all of that, which takes that recommendation, took in other investigations and everything, if after all of that more needs to be done, then fair enough, we should have another inquiry. But right now, let's start doing something, because victims and survivors deserve that from us. There was also a debate on violence against women and girls, and one woman is killed every 3 days by a man. Majority of the time, somebody she knows. It's time we take this seriously. Thank you all for watching, and I'll do another one next week. Take care and be safe.